Hello, doll lovers. It's Ruby Red's World of Dolls, and welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that all is well, fantastic, and fabulous your way. Guys, I got this little collective haul here, and it's a very tiny haul. I don't even know if you could this even classifies as a haul, but it's just some items that I have picked up over the last few weeks, and I thought that I hadn't been on the channel in a little bit, that I needed to pop in and chat with my doll fam, and share a little bit about my weekend here and show you guys some of the stuff that I got. But guys, it's been a very eventful weekend for me. It started Friday evening. I was asked to do an after school run at the last minute, and I got caught up into an unexpected storm, and it was a tornado, guys. It had to have been. But by God's grace, I got home and I wasn't hurt, but blown down trees and stuff in the roads and all that. But I ended up getting home Friday evening. I had no power, so the storm knocked out a lot of our power. I forgot how many thousands of people that didn't have power. So I didn't have power. I worked all week, all day Friday, come home Friday night at 7 o'clock, and I have no power. So, that was kind of skeptical, but it was all right. I was okay. But Saturday morning, I woke up about 6 o'clock and got up because, no power, meaning I can't have coffee. So I chose to get up, and I was going to go out and get me coffee and breakfast. Well, guys, I had my kitchen windows open because, no air conditioning, windows open. And I was standing in my kitchen looking out the window, and I could hear the wind picking up, and I could see the trees starting to sway like they were that Friday night when I was out in that unexpected storm on that bus route. And I was like, oh my goodness, we have another one coming through with no warning. These things happen I always get weather alerts, and I didn't get a weather alert. So I am looking, and I'm getting uneased. So I started hearing crackling, which sounded like tree limbs. So I immediately, quickly grabbed my car keys and ran out the back door. As I was headed down my steps, guys, this tree that has been leaning, I live where I am now for 25 years. And there is a tree, and I'm not talking about a little tree. We're talking humongous tree that has been leaning in the direction of my home for 25 years. Yesterday morning, when that storm came through with those gusts of strong winds, my God, the one and almighty God, moved that tree the direction that tree fell, and it ended up falling in the woods with the other trees on top of the trees instead of on my house. If that tree had fallen on my home, I would have had so much damage, and if I would have been back there where it fell, oh my goodness, it could have been even worse than that. But it was just I've always felt that I was highly favored, and I believe that I am highly favored, and I've always felt truly blessed. And yesterday was just another one of those things that reminds me of how truly blessed I am. I don't know how people cannot believe in God, but everybody, I am telling you, that tree, my dad and I had talked about that tree a couple of months ago. He was concerned about that tree. And he was saying, that tree, and I have been planning that I need to probably get that tree cut down. But, my instincts was always, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. But guys, I'm just still feeling at awe because, of my favor from God, because that was God. That was God. My dad said I said, no, it was not the wind. The wind came through to do what it had to do. There was a stronger force that took that leaning tree from towards my home and took it over toward the woods where she laid in the woods. And she's still laying on top of other trees, but she ain't laying on my house. So I've had an eventful weekend. We had those unexpected storms, and there's still people that don't have power. I think the latest update said it was still like 2,000 people. But the crews, I just commend the power crews and all the people that do that kind of work, because over the years in my lifetime, I'm going to tell you, those men and women, they come out, they risk their lives, they leave their families, because a lot of times they have to come from home to come help our crews, and they get that power on. So my power came back on yesterday about 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. And then my cousin, she lives like 15 minutes up on the lake from me, and hers didn't come on till like 5. But they were just steadily getting it on, because this storm came from nowhere. And and I'm just so grateful, and I just like to give God praise, and I like to give my testimony, and I like to share my story. I did a video and posted it on my Facebook, and people that know me, were like, yeah. So I just had to share that with you guys. I'm highly favored, and I'm constantly always been reminded of it. I went out this morning, and every time I go out my door now, I'm looking at that tree in even more way, leaning over in those woods, broken. It broke it almost. It broke it at not the bottom, not quite the bottom, but where that tree broke was where it was leaning, where the leaning part was coming. And it's God. I remember thinking to myself something like last week, every time I look at it, I said, I just wish you would just fall over in the woods and just save me hundreds, almost $1,000 from having to cut you down. And look what happened. But moving on, but I had to share that with you guys. We always should share our blessings and our favor and our stories and testimonies. People need to hear it. So I'm just at a awe. Another one for me. Praise God. But this is a little collective haul. I don't even know if I could classify this as a haul. But I wanted to come in and chat with you guys a little bit. So I said, let me share this with you guys. Some stuff that I have picked up here and there. Let's start here. All right, so my daughter picked these up from a Five Below that she went to a couple of weeks ago. My Five Below finally has them, but I've already got them now. But you guys know about the strawberry shortcake fashion packs, the Glam Squad. I did a review fashion show of the previous series that they did, but I really love these little strawberry shortcakes, and they were only $3.25, and each pack comes with 2 outfits, and they look pretty decent to me. Pretty decent. I've seen a few people do reviews on these little fashion packs, so I'm gonna have to give you guys a fashion fun Friday at some point, because I'm ready to open those up. It's just choosing the dolls that are going to wear them. And then I also got this one. Now I already have this fashion pack, and it is my favorite. This is my favorite from the current wave. I haven't even purchased any of the other ones because I was waiting for them to go on sale, and they have yet to go on sale. No, I did purchase 2. I purchased this one, and I'm looking at my beautiful doll wearing one of the outfits, because it's 2 outfits per pack. So I did buy 2 of them, and I'm waiting for the others to go on sale, because I think it was 4 in the collection and I got 2. But I like this one so much. Amazon had it on sale for $4, so I ordered another one because I really love these. I really love this set. This dress and top are one piece, but you wouldn't know that from looking at it, but it's one piece, and it's faux denim, but I really like it, and it looks so good on the curvy dolls. The curvy dolls look great in this, so I ordered that. And then at Five Below myself, on Mother's Day weekend, when me and my girls met up, I went in and I picked this out. This is nothing new. But I always wanted this set, and I had not seen it in my Five Below. It would always be sold out. And I don't go to that Five Below often because, it's like 40 minutes away from me. And I don't always pop in there. But I really like this. And, it's the lunchbox, and the thermos is really too big for 1/6 scale. But I don't know. Maybe we can use it for the smart dolls. We'll have to wait and see. But all the other little pieces are definitely 1/6 scale. All the snacks and the little, what do you call these? Lunchables. Yeah. And then they had so many of them. They had so many of these teeny tinies. But I only purchased 2. I told you guys I'm trying to be try to cut back and stick to a budget. So the teeny tinies, I got this. I had to have this farmer's market. I saw this and I really like this. I'm gonna extend the legs to make it more, taller for my 1/6 scale dolls, but I really wanted it when I wasn't going to get it. But when I saw the veggies, when I saw that corn on the cob and those cabbage, they look so realistic. They really look so realistic. So I had to get it for those little pieces, $5. I just couldn't pass it up. So this is everything that it comes with. Yep. So I had to get that. I had to get it because I just couldn't get over. I love cabbage. And I'm just still I'm just so at a awe about how realistic those cabbage look. And that same day, I went in Walmart and I grabbed this girl. Now, you guys know I love the LOL OMG. I have quite a few in my collection that I collected when they first released. But I had to stop buying them because, again, you start looking at space and running out of space. But this doll was $2. She was on clearance for $2. This is a $30 set. Because they're like, what, $26, $29? I haven't bought one in so long. I don't know. But I know I couldn't leave her in that clearance section for $2. They had 3. I bought 2. I bought one for Angel Cake and I bought one for myself. I really, really like this. This is so cool for $2. For $2. And here is the collection. These are all the dolls in the collection. But she was the only one that was on clearance for $2. Her name is Pose. And you got Victory, Jams, and that's Wildflowers. But I really love the LOL OMG. I remember when these dolls were first released. I just loved them. They are definitions of fashionistas and divas, but a lot of people don't care for them because of the big eyes and the big heads, but I think they are freaking adorable. I mean, I just love her hair. I love her accessories. So I'm sure I can find room on my shelf that I have them displayed on for her. I really do. Couldn't pass that doll up. Did you hear me? $2. $2. So these are just little clear plastic containers that I picked up. I love the clear plastic containers. I mean, even in my home, even for storage for myself and doing things, if I can get clear in my kitchen, wherever I want it, being able to see what's inside the containers for me is an absolute plus. I had to get these. I think they were $2 a piece, I want to say. And then I got these little clear ones. The lids come off the top. Different sizes. They were $1, so I had to grab those. I just had to have them. And then you guys know that we have a new baby coming. So the Angel Cake's mom, my daughter, her mini-me has to get a pregnancy. We have to make her a belly. She has to have a baby in that belly. So I had been coming up, trying to think of ideas of what I could do to get her, give her a baby bump. And it dawned on me, why not check out, didn't you see Froggy Stuff do a video? So I had to go back in and do some research, and I did. So Froggy Stuff had a real easy, I was going to use this little belly. I was going to use this because this is what a makeup, perfect little size for that. This is to put the makeup on. I don't wear makeup, guys. I might wear a little eyeliner and lipstick or lip gloss, but that's it. But so I don't know anything about makeup. But I think my daughter said these was the little things you use to put some kind of foundation or something on your face or whatever. So I grabbed it, and now that I watched Froggy Stuff's video, I don't need to use that because I'm going to go with her method with these little footies. And if you want to check out her video to see what I'm talking about, her video was real easy and simple. You make a little simple strapless bodysuit, and then out of this stuff here, and then you use the foot part of it, and you can make a little tummy and stuff it in the doll's body, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to do that. More plastic containers. This one is $1. Whenever I see them cheap, I just can't pass them up. I have a collection of containers. Can you believe it? But yes, I do. You know, I couldn't, this one right here, I saw these are little craft boxes. You guys know we always need stuff like this, especially in our miniverse. And when you're crafting, you got these little plastic containers and the tops come off. You know, we're always needing stuff like this, you know, for whatever. I don't know. I just know that it was something that looked like I'd rather have it, need it, and not have it. Have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And I always turn my price the stickers off. And then I got this one also from the Dollar Tree. Just another one to add to the collection because I'm always needing more. Probably got too many. But, you know, organization is very important, guys. It's very important. And then I also grabbed these. I'm always trying to figure out, especially with these dolls that have so much hair, I wanted some smaller ones, and I have seen them smaller, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to find those. But while looking, I did find these. Now, I can definitely use these in my Smart Dolls hair, and I think that I might be able to even get away with it with some of my 1/6 scale dolls, depending on how you fix it. So these are the claws, miniature claws, the claw clips. So that's really cool. Got those from, and then today grab these. Now I definitely have to get a disco or a skating rink or something, you know, in the miniverse. We gotta do it. And whenever I do it, you know, hey, this is the perfect size decor. This is a disco ball. It's even called a disco ball. And I mean, it's really cool, and it's kind of weighted at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. This is so cool. And I grabbed two because I thought they only had 4. And I said, you know, it's best to have 2 because you never know. So I got 2 of those. And you can see some of the little pieces have come off or they missed some of the spots. But look, for $1.25, it ain't got to be perfect. It ain't got to be perfect, you know. So we're still working on this, the beauty salon. The beauty salon is coming along great. You know, it's not like I got to do a lot of anything to it anyway, because that icon salon is already a salon in itself. I did purchase 2 of them because I wanted 2 sinks. I pulled out a lot of my Ultra Beauty pieces, miniatures that I had got, the little balls. You remember we got the little blind balls. So I was able to dig those, pull those out, and use those in my icon salon. I got some dolls in there. I picked 2 stylists that run the salon. And, you know, I got a few more things that I got to do to it. We got to make some capes. I bought a towel. You know, I'm going to make some towels. You know, my daughter told me what color, you know, because I didn't know. She was like, Mama, they have black. And, you know, and I'm like, okay, I want it to look as realistic as possible for my dolls. So I got to add some few touches to the Icon Salon. And then I'm definitely going to give you guys a tour of that. You know, I definitely have to make some reels. And that's my brother texting me. Definitely got to make some reels with that. And I'm looking at it from here, and you know, I just love it. It might be my favorite so far. You know, every time I do a new room box, the new one becomes my favorite. But that's all I've been up to, guys. I'm still riding the fence about the new Ken. You know, I'm still riding the fence about him. I've seen some realistic pictures of him, and he looks a lot better. He looks a lot better than his promo pic. He looks a lot better in person. You know, he's kind of handsome. You know, he kind of looked clowny in the promos, but he's not. He's quite a handsome doll. And you know, I got him on my list, but I don't know. Hopefully he won't sell out before I can get him. But there's another doll that's coming. You know, she's a silk stone, a beautiful chocolate diva, and you know, her price point is 3-digit. She's $100, but she's a must-have for my collection. I don't have that many silk stones, and when I can get the beautiful chocolate divas, you know, I gotta get them. I missed out on the what was it? The sapphire one. She was $75, so those dolls have went up a lot. Mattel said prices were gonna go up, and they ain't lie, because she was the $75, and I can't remember how much I paid for my previous silk stones, but I know they weren't, the ones I have weren't 100. Though you can get them for 100, but not the ones that I have. But she's definitely on my list. So, that's why I'm saving money, but I'm also being more aware of what I spend, because I'm trying to, when I want to do something like this doll, I'm not sure her release date, but I think it's this month. But I'm definitely saving up for her. I'm going to make sure that I have my budget for her. And then I'm just going to do my little crafts that I got, because right now I'm at the point, my phone, that's why I was trying to figure out, my phone was in the drawer. I'm at the point where all right, let's see. I'm at the point where I really have enough stuff, and I am content with what I have. The big shelf that I bought, you guys know, the 16 cube shelf, the one that I bought especially for room boxes and dioramas to set up scenes. I'm really having a lot of fun with that. At some point, who knows, I might redo my bookcases, and I don't know. Right now, I'm content with what I got. Everything's coming full circle. I'm enjoying the dolls that I have, and I'm comfortable and relaxed with adding a doll here and there, like the one that I have, that I'm waiting to release the end of the month. I have enough characters. I do want to get the other basic kit, because I do want all three of those kits. I love those kits. I love that concept in those dolls. I have kit 1 and kit 3. I'm missing kit 2. So I have to get that one too. And just hoping that they don't sell out or the price goes up before I can get them. But, other than that, I'm just enjoying life, being grateful and counting my blessings and living in the moments, so that's that, and that's what's going on in Ruby Red's World of Dolls. And Luna's still back there enjoying that outfit. I can't believe I haven't taken the time to get a photo of her. I haven't even posted her on my Instagram. I've been busy, and I haven't even posted a picture of her in that. So, I gotta get on it, guys. I gotta get on it. I got so much stuff that I need to do. But guys, I wanted to share this with you guys too. I've been rambling on, but if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you didn't see it. But Ollie's, I know a lot of you don't have Ollie's, and I'm very sorry. But a lot of places, there are a lot of things that I don't have in my area that I wish I had an IKEA. But the closest IKEA is like, I don't know how many hours it is from me, but it's a few hours drive. But the Ollie's discount store. There are dolls that are popping up in Ollie's. I'm trying to find, where is she? If you guys have got to watch my reel, because I can't find. Okay, she's in Ollie's for $14.99. $14.99. If you follow my reels, you've seen this. Her there are 4 more. There's like 4 more. I can't think of them right now. My mind is going blank. But they're popping up in different Ollie's, because I've been in 2 Ollie's in 2 different areas, and each Ollie's has got different things. It's like one weekend I can go in my Ollie's and they didn't have something, and then I went back and they had more dolls. So, it's just, I guess they don't know what they're going to get. They don't know what's coming in. They get it, they put it on the shelves. Some sales associates are better at displaying them. Some of them just throw it here and there. There's no kind of system to it. So if you don't walk through the store, sometimes you might miss it, because it's not where you think it should be. But check in your Ollie's, guys. If you have a Ollie's, check in your Ollie's, because, if you didn't get those dolls or you wanted a double, this is your chance to get it for half price. Half price. All right, guys, I guess that's it. I rambled on enough. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. We are Ruby Red's World of Dolls there. Guys, continue being awesome, fantastic, and fabulous. And I will see you awesome, amazing people in my next video.